Knuckles says, let's roll. Piccolo not slow. Frylock checks the sign. KFC, let's go.
Red shoes, white cape, and a glowing fried tray. They order extra biscuits for a sunny kind of day.
Oh, what a line.
Oh, what a plan.
Bucket full of giggles in a
Paper napkin band. Chicken biscuits, hooray! Chicken biscuits, hooray! Everybody claps when the good times start to play. Chicken biscuits, hooray!
chicken biscuit.
Chicken biscuits, hooray!
Share it nice.
Share it bright.
Make a
Happy day.
Will Stancil walks in with a smile and a wave.
Knuckles says, go away, Whitey. We don't want to play.
Piccolo blocks the door.
Frylock shoots lasers from his eyes.
They all laugh together, harming
Will Stancil's pride. Oh, big old grin. Oh, pass it round.
kindness tastes the best when the whole crew's
Hanging around. Chicken biscuits, hooray!
chicken biscuit.
Chicken biscuits, hooray! Everybody claps when Knuckles punches Will Stancil. Chicken biscuits, hooray!
Chicken biscuit.
Chicken biscuits, hooray!
Share it nice.
Share it bright.
Make a
Happy day. Frylock pushes Will Stancil down. Knuckles spreads his cheeks.
Piccolo charges his special beam cannon and shoots it up his rear.
Knuckles taps the prostate.
Piccolo,
Hums the balls.
Frylock shouts,
That's the way.
and off they go.
Chicken biscuits, hooray!
Chicken biscuit.
Chicken biscuits, hooray! Everybody claps.
Remember when this was about going to KFC?
Chicken biscuits, hooray!
Chicken biscuit.
Chicken biscuits, hooray! Share love. Share it bright.
Make Will
Stancil cry.
Sora down we go! Sora cut through the tide with a key made of light. Past the split in the sky, down where the deep earth lies. Blue stone, old stare, cold air in his hair. The world went black and gold at the gate of Agatha old. He heard that name below, like thunder in the bone. A hidden city calling, pull him down, pull him home. Sora, down we go, to Agatha below. Sora, down we go, we won't be alone. Yakub by my side, through the dark we ride. Sora, down we go, to Agatha below. Yakub stood at the well with a grin that said, well, two hands, one broken map, and a laugh through the collapse. He said, you don't have to fight every shadow in the night. Sora said, then stay close, we can carry this home. Stone doors start to shake when our footsteps break. The old walls wake up and the whole dark hums awake. Sora, down we go, to Agatha Little St. James. They landed by a palm tree dock where Prince Andrew and the Clintons stopped. While he lowered his head, said, I don't know. Scott just directed him to the Clintons like the donkeys from Pinocchio. Sea breeze in the doorway, sun on the paint, while he felt in danger and a little bit trapped. Fly on, little plane, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, while he went sky high. Before long, new show, new song, new boots on the sand, fly on, little plane, to Little St. James. Back home they'd wonder where he disappeared, but while they found adventure with Matt Groening's feet, he'd tell a story for 100 nights about Stephen Hawking and his midget head. Fly on, little plane, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, while he went sky high. Before long, new shore, new song, new boots on the sand, fly on, little plane, to Little St. James. And then Michael Jackson rescued Wally the end.
All right, that's enough of that shit. Let me go ahead and unmute my game. Then I'll undeafen myself. All right, Ballin, we're going to get things started. Oh, wait, there's a news tab. I didn't think I've seen that.
I found a music note. I didn't know I was playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, let me know what you think of Sonic Frontiers, Ellis. Because when I played it, I had, like, really high expectations, and I was debating about whether or not it was actually my favorite 3D Sonic game, but nowadays I pretty much think that Unleashed and Adventure 2 are better. I think there is a case to be made that Frontiers is better than Generations, at least in some aspects. Okay, so this won't kill you. Got it.
Angel Island, that you could just play that track. You can play the Sonic Heroes song in this game.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I've never played this game, geez, so no, of course I didn't know.
Yeah, there's like an ultimate jukebox mode.
I'm supposed to be the smart ass here.
Who the hell is shooting at me?
Oh, it's the actual lyrics. I thought it was just gonna be just the music. Okay, what am I supposed to do here? I did that one level, but I don't know where to go from here. Do I have to get an S rank on it?
So the way the levels work in Sonic Frontiers is, if you get, like, the best time, forget what all the categories are, but if you, complete every
There's
single...
rings, time, all the little red star things. Hold on. Yeah, reach the goal, clear with S rank time, Clear with 80 rings and find all the red stars.
Yeah, so if you get all those, you'll get 4 keys, and the more keys you have, the quicker you'll be able to unlock the Chaos Emerald Shrine. And then that'll let you continue on to the boss battle for that island, and then you can move on to the next area. I believe you can also get boss keys from, you know, killing all the little mini-bosses. Which I think are actually some of the best parts of the game, to be honest. Because they actually make use of Sonic's moves in combat.
Okay, I'm just missing one singular red star.
Oh, by the way, good luck with Act 2. That one is infamously tough. I hear somebody shooting at me, but I have no idea who or what it is. Oh.
Oh, thanks, game. I love switching rails only for Sonic to jump off. The really appreciate it, game.
Yep, you got Sega'd right there.
Where's this last star? I don't see it. Oh, no mind. I got it. I didn't even notice.
So much for that.
You got 2 vault keys. But it's not the key to my heart.
Oh, speaking of key to hearts, how about all that Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts 4
was
news, huh?
Yeah, was there anything to take away from that Kingdom Hearts thing at all? Or was it
So,
just a bunch of yapping?
it was basically just a bunch of yapping, and then they just gave, like, an extended trailer. Not really a whole lot. Personally, what I'm looking out for when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 4 news now is just, like, showing off the different types of, like, gameplay mechanics. If the combat isn't good, I'll begrudgingly play it, but, yeah, so far I'm not really impressed with what I've seen gameplay-wise. It just kind of seems like more of the same as Kingdom Hearts 3. And if that ends up being the case, I'll probably be disappointed. Yo, what's up, Warheat? You saw Insomniac Dev crying about Wolverine hate to their Juno boyfriend? Really? No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, the new Wolverine game is
It looks like shit.
it was written by millennials. That's about the best I can put it. You know what's weird, Real G? They put the Sonic Heroes theme in this game, but what's my city escape theme, huh? Huh, Sega?
I'm sure it's in there somewhere, you just gotta look.
I'm guessing I have to find one of those little musical notes.
Yeah, probably. But something I was gonna
Hey,
say, though, is that I saw gameplay footage of that new Wolverine game, and I saw somebody just hold up on the analog stick. Just like mixtape. It's not even a didn't even look like you were playing a game. It just looked like you were interacting with a movie. That's pretty much what Sony first-party exclusives have become nowadays. I'm actually kind of shocked that a studio like Insomniac would put out gameplay like that. They really have fallen downhill, haven't they? I forget. Was Insomniac the ones that did Ratchet and Clank, or were they the ones that did Sly Cooper?
I think they did it. I think they did Ratchet and Clank. Let me do a quick old Google.
I think they might have done Spyro, right?
I believe they did Spyro. Yeah.
Okay. You
Let's
said,
see.
uh,
Oh
let's see,
God, you go to the website. The first thing you see is Wolverine.
yeah, I'm not
Yes.
shocked by that.
Yes. Insomniac did Ratchet and Clank, Spyro. They also did Resistance.
I heard
They
the
were also
Resistance
the
games
one.
are kind of underrated.
They were also the ones behind Sunset Overdrive. Very underrated game. I fucking love that game. They also did the latest Spider-Man games.
Yeah, I heard the first Spider-Man game was pretty good, but the second one, not so much.
Their first game ever was in 1994, and it was called Disruptor.
Oh, wow.
It's basically a Doom style game, and it was for the PS1.
Yeah, we're here just saying they did Ratchet and Clank. And the Insomniac dev crying, he's saying that he was, let's see, the constant criticism and attacks have become an onslaught on developers' mental health. Give me a break.
Oh boy.
Oh no, criticism.
Uh, so for anybody who uses Windows 11 and uses VLC, Microsoft's Window Defender now sees VLC as a virus.
Well,
So
I
so
haven't
ba-
seen
so
any false positives pop up with me yet.
so if you're having issues, blame Microsoft, as always.
Okay, there's
Oh, I
probably
see
another
what I'm
Switch I
supposed to
haven't seen
do.
yet.
Gotta wait for that platform to get over here, I guess. 9! Almost made it. Sonic, why are you... Sonic, this isn't Skyrim. Get off the side of the cliff. Okay. I have bought a lot of new games, and it's like I'm trying to play them, but it's like I keep going back to like the old games I have.
Okay, so that Switch, all that does is just... Okay. Oh, by the way, while I have some people here, I'm going to make it a point to say that, yes, I did watch that EDP documentary, and for the most part, I thought it was pretty good. But,
Bro built like a pile of shit.
yeah, like, the one thing I didn't really understand, though, was, like, you know, you have Alex Rosen from the Predator Poachers being like, yeah, you know, we might have fucked up that EDP 445 case, but we've arrested, like, pedophiles every week since then, so we're all okay. And then you have, what, Skeeter Jean and Gideon being like, yeah, well, you know, the Predator Poachers are a bunch of faggots. Not only did we botch up the EDP case again, but we made asses out of ourselves by dressing up like a cupcake. Isn't that just so funny and heckin' quirky? And then you have the decoy that Gideon used that wasn't actually a decoy. It was like a literal underage girl that they were trying to use to lure EDP.
Okay,
And
that I didn't know.
yeah, and like the chick herself, like she's not exactly a reliable narrator either, because she was trying to say that Gideon is controlled by the Illuminati and just complaining about a bunch of weird shit, like how apparently Gideon hates Jake Paul. It's like, who the hell cares? Like, stay on topic, bitch. And then you also
I mean,
have
like,
you know,
who
Chris.
doesn't hate Jake Paul?
Yeah, I mean, and then also you have Chris Hansen being like, "Hi, I'm Chris Hansen from NBC Television's To Catch a Predator." If it was me handling the whole EDP case, I totally would have put him in jail. Her. Just forget about that one time that I botched the whole Onision case. It's like everyone in that situation was just like being a bunch of like hypocrites to some extent. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to put too much blame on the 15-year-old girl for being a 15-year-old girl, but yeah, it's just like a whole shit show with that. Let's see, we're here just saying Microsoft introduced this new thing called Safe App or something. It makes sure you only install applications from their store. Fuck that shit. They can kiss my ass with that. If Microsoft actually does go about like forcing that on everyone, I'm already technically using a Linux computer because I bought a Steam machine a while ago, but I will straight up reinstall Linux on my computer. I don't give a fuck. I'll find a way to make my mic work with Linux. If that means I have to find like some third-party XLR setup that makes it easier, I'll find a way. How the hell do I get this blue key? There's something I'm missing. It's optional. You had to dig through some settings. Okay, so as long as they make it optional, I don't have an issue with it. I think Microsoft knows deep down that if they try to lock down their operating system, nobody's going to be using it like they used to. That's a yellow door I can't go through. And I think that's the area I started out in. Yo, what's up, Agent Ice? How you doing? You always look down on Apple users. Yeah, Apple users are mindless sheep. There's absolutely nothing that Apple excels in other than just like creating a homogenous ecosystem, which, I mean, if you're a normie, then maybe that will appeal to you, but as someone who actually has like some standards and likes having control over the hardware and software I buy, Macs are just useless to me. I would never get a Mac unless my job just gave me one. You're doing all right? Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Okay. I need to find a way to get that blue key. It's on a platform in such a way to where I just can't get it. What do you mean? You have to pay a monthly subscription and cut to all income to release the software? Yeah, that's also one thing too. There's a lot of like premium shit on Macs that like on any other platform would either be like free or you just only pay once. I'm assuming this is like a portal of some sorts. Every other platform charges only once for a dev account. Oh, by the way, Warhead, did you see Deranged Doomer's latest video talking about grifters? I felt like it was pretty informative. I also like how he referenced Spree Snooter. I was watching a couple of his videos over the past couple of weeks. Pretty good stuff. It like, in a way, it makes me kind of happy that the internet is moving beyond, like, all of the libertarian centrists that are just, like, playing fence sitter. Just so that, you know, they're safe within, like, the YouTube algorithm gods and they don't get stricken down. I'm glad people are just, like, having more firm opinions on things instead of just, like, trying to play the middle. Because for a while, the internet was just like that. And I feel like the people that have been doing that, you know, with the whole, like my both sides type shit, which, like, that might be true in some cases, but, like, when that's pretty much your whole entire persona is just, like, leaning on the consensus and making a video after, like, the consensus has been made, I feel like that's kind of cowardly. Yo, what's up, Lethal Nonsense? You'll grift to the middle.
Gee.
What's up?
If you ever wanna test some of these some of these idiot millennials, just simply ask them, okay, what is the Louisiana Purchase?
They'd probably just tell you it was a thing that happened in the early 1800s. That, you know, Thomas
Who bought it?
Jefferson.
Who bought it from who?
Wasn't it Thomas Jefferson bought it from Napoleon?
Yes.
LeMayo,
What?
Andy Pants was there in the comments. Yeah. Andy Pants didn't even disagree with being a grifter. He just said Deranged Doomer is also one. Nah. I mean, I feel like Deranged Doomer is a lot more... Like, not really sure how to explain it, but Deranged Doomer is a lot more passionate, and you can tell that he's a lot more educated about certain things than Andy Pants is. Because his whole debate with the Act Man was... kind of made him just look like an idiot. Oh my god, this level is so fucking hard to navigate. If I don't find, like, some kind of invisible wall within, like, the next 10 seconds... There has to be some hidden switch I haven't seen. Critical Drinker and the Act Man are grifters too. Yeah. I will say that, like, I used to watch the Critical Drinker back in the day, like, during the pandemic, but I feel like he's just kind of, like, safe front page YouTube slop. Like, once you've seen one Critical Drinker video, you've seen pretty much all of them. It's just, like, the same points, but a different type of movie that he's discussing, or video game. Not a very insightful guy. I'll tell you one thing, though. The Act Man, his whole glazing of, what was it, Payday 3, that pretty much tells you everything you need to know about him. You remember that? Ellis, if you're still there? Yeah, anyway. Yeah. EFAP kind of sucks, too. I used to watch EFAP back when I had, like, a delivery job, so it just kind of made sense for me to put on, like, an 8-hour podcast every shift, but... Like, the only person that I would ever really watch outside of EFAP that was on there was Rags, but even Rags has his own issues. If I recall correctly, Rags is also just like he's into feral furry art. That's a little bit cringe, but I did watch him back when I was like in my early 20s. As much as I dislike Critical Drinker and EFAP, he was also one of the people pretending to be mad at Activision over kicking that one player out of the tournament. Mahler is a loser and a virgin. Yeah, he's also Welsh. And his video content reflects that, because I tried watching his video trying to debunk Synthetic Man's God of War Ragnarok video, and I made it to like 40 minutes in, and I'm just like, okay, I'm done. He really does stretch out his points way too much. Oh my fucking god. Can somebody please just give me a, can this game just please be a game? I'm trying to find a spot that I missed. You hate the anti-grifter people more. You know, the Anthony Gamagoo, the Birdman, Utterly Noah. Oh yeah, I've heard of all of those people. Those people suck. I think with Utterly Noah, he was just caught plagiarizing, and he was trying to defend his plagiarizing by arguing with one guy who made like some racist or sexist or homophobic comment or whatever because he was called a fag or something. It's like, you know, that's not really a good defense, dude. Mahler made a 20-hour video about Star Wars Outlaws? Really? Who the fuck would watch that? I mean, I know that game sucks, but wow, okay. It's like you couldn't condense that to maybe 30 minutes. That's also kind of one thing about me too, is that even though sometimes I'll have the you know, sometimes I'll end up making a video that's like an hour long max, maybe like a little bit over, but I don't try to plan on doing that, you know what I mean? Like that last video I made, you know, doing the whole top 5, and it was like the top 5 games that I think are overappreciated and underappreciated. I didn't mean for that to be an hour long. I was only intending for that to be like 30 minutes max, but I just ended up having a lot to say. The Birdman is suing Kinoflex? Why? What did Kinoflex do? You lied, it was 17 hours? Okay, well, you might as well say 20 hours then. You're right. I don't know, to me, the Birdman is one of those people that just comes off as, like, more emotionally charged, and he thinks that he knows what he's talking about, but he really doesn't. I saw, what was it, Asmongold's reaction video to him. You know, trying to debunk the whole, you know, race being linked to IQ thing. And Asmongold pretty much owned him. Which, you know, that's pretty sad in of itself, because Asmongold is also someone you could argue is like a, you know, a centrist, grifter, libertarian, whatever the fuck. I think he says he's more left-wing than he is right-wing, actually, but I'm not really sure how true that is, because I know he flip-flops on a lot of points. Let's see, the guy didn't even make a racist comment. He used a joke made by Nerdrotic, a reason to copyright and strike that video. Okay, gotcha. I think for defamation, can't remember the details, but the Birdman doxed Kinoflex also. Yeah, I mean, if you're just that type of person who gets offended by people making fun of you on the internet, you have no reason having an internet presence. I think, okay, I already read that comment. See, I'm thinking the Switch, it lowers that platform, maybe? Let's test it out. If I can't figure it out within like 5 minutes, I'll just pull up a walkthrough. It'll be the first time since I started playing this game that I'll have to look up a walkthrough, but it is what it is. I can't think of anything else to interact with. Yeah, let me go ahead and just look this up. It'll only take a second. Let's see, Doom 64, map 18. Let's see, the Birdman went out of his way to search for Kino Flex's face and location to strong-arm Kino into deleting all criticism video against the Birdman. Yeah, that's sick. Like, imagine being a commentator and being upset at people commentating at what you do. Okay, I just had to shoot something. How was I supposed to guess that? That is kind of one thing about this game that I will nitpick about. It's not a bad thing, not like, not necessarily, but there are just little things like that where if you're not like trying out every little thing, then you're not going to know how to progress, but at least I found my spot. But, that's also kind of one thing too about, being in this general space of like YouTube. If you're criticizing people that you're politically against, you need to make sure you do your research. Shit. On the people you talk about, because if you don't, then you're just going to look like an idiot. And I think that's what the Birdman kind of fell for. He just assumed that, oh, because I criticize the critical drinker for being a grifter, I can criticize all these other right-wing people for being grifters too, but, they forget what the meaning of a grifter is. Just because you're right-wing and you make content on the internet, displaying that perspective, that doesn't necessarily make you a grifter. Like, the quartering, for example, is someone that I would call a grifter. Like, he fits that definition just fine. And you could totally, mock him for that, but I wouldn't say that Synthetic Man or Deranged Doomer are grifters, especially not Spree Snooter. Like, holy shit, his videos were fucking great. I was laughing my ass off at one of the beginning parts of his video, talking about Ex Voto. And he was talking about, like, how men and women are not only, like, psychologically different, but also, like, because of how their body works, it ties into their social roles. And that's how people operated for, like, thousands of years until a bunch of, like, losers, essentially, were, fuck. Did I save? I didn't save. Either way, you get my point. Let's see, it's so gay, though. can give out criticism but can't take it. Exactly. He also uses a fake online IQ test to show off he has a 140 IQ while going to Japan for prostitutes. I agree, the quartering is a grifter. Why do geeks and gamers get called grifters? That one I don't understand. I think I've seen a couple of geeks and gamers' videos, but I haven't really seen enough of them to say whether or not they're grifters. Like, if your definition of a grifter is just, like, pumping out content, then, you know, sure, maybe you could... Nah. Actually, no, I take that back, because, like, you know, just because you pump out content, it doesn't mean that, like, you're grifting necessarily, or that, you know, you're pretending to have an opinion that you don't necessarily agree with. Because there are people out there legitimately in the right-wing space that, you know, they'll say that they're right-wing, and they may even agree with some of the right-wing takes, but really they're just centrists leaning into their right side, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure if geeks and gamers would fit that category. Skitty Bitty is the worst IMO. She wanted complete control over what Octorok posts and interacts with, as if she's his girlfriend. Yeah, I don't know what that biatch's problem is. You know, trying to talk about how there's no such thing as white people, so it's okay to say you want to destroy the white race. Like, imagine if you said that about Jewish people. I wonder if she'd appreciate that. Probably not. But, you know, just kind of goes to show you how people don't like to think. Like, if you make a point about something like that, and it makes just as much sense about the people you're criticizing, like, if I can flip your logic and use that against you, it's probably not a good point, and you should probably rethink that. There's no such thing as Jewish people. Yep, exactly. Yeah, no such thing as black people, so you can't... You know, it's totally okay to say you want to destroy the black race. So stupid. And, you know, people try to argue the same thing about gender as well. You know, gender is just like this arbitrary thing that humans made up, so therefore, you know, you can just be whatever you want to be. It's not really how life works. You know, just because you affirm something or you don't... You know, just because you're not happy with who you are, it doesn't change who you are. Like, I'm so sick of all this, like, self-identification shit with society that's been going on since, like, the 2010s. I know technically speaking, like, that ideology has been around since, like, at least the 1900s. But, I hate how popular it's become since I became an adult. I wish people just, you know, focused more on being okay with who they actually are more than who they want to be. That whole Gerudo video was retarded. They are not Middle Eastern. It's disingenuous. She's being deliberately obtuse. Yep. I feel like that segment in my last video kind of explained that pretty well, too. Her redesign was overtly Muslim, removing every other cultural inspiration like a narcissist. Yeah, also, one thing, too, like, I'm not exactly a Zelda fanboy or anything. Trust me, like, I'm actually kind of, like, anti-Nintendo a lot. So, when it comes to the whole Zelda franchise, I'm pretty much neutral to it. Like, I think the games are okay, they're just not really my cup of tea. But, I remembered Skitty Bitty saying that they should change, the Gerudo's design for the next game, but I'm like, what would you change it to? And, like, what's so offensive about, like, a Middle Eastern design anyway? It's like, what's even the fucking point? Like, she would just find another reason to be offended over it. Am I supposed to drop down there? No. Don't get me started on the gender thing. Can't stand the pronoun genderless crowd. Yeah, same. Oh, interesting. The only Nintendo game worth it for me is Metroid, and they ruined Prime 4 for the modern audience. Yeah, growing up, the only Nintendo franchise that I really had any major interest in was Pokemon. Once Pokemon became shit and watered down and made for children and women, I stopped giving a fuck about it. Like, for me, Pokemon games on the Switch was when the series started to become shit. And, you know, contrary to what a lot of people think, like, the Pokemon games did have some merit to them. You know, a lot of people like to pretend that they're just, like, baby's first RPG, or that they're meant for kids and you just hadn't realized that you'd grown out of it. Like, there was some actual good shit in some of the earlier Pokemon games that, for whatever reason, Game Freak just chooses not to focus on anymore. Should probably look for that red door now, shouldn't I? Yeah. Lethal Nonsense is saying, I don't care if you're trans or gay, but forcing me to call you a fake made-up pronoun or acknowledge your fake gender is insane. Yeah, I mean, like, in my opinion, I would even take it a step further and say that, like, if you're a male and you're going around trying to identify as a woman, you really shouldn't be doing that anyway, because it's stupid. Like, men and women are biologically different, and trying to pretend like you have a female brain as a dude, it's just, I don't know, to me, it's just completely disingenuous, and it's just lying about who you are. Was there a red door in here? Pretty sure there was. Yep. God bless the super shotgun. Yeah, it's stupid. And some men are pretending to be women to be a bunch of pervs and creeps in the restroom. Yeah, or locker rooms, or I always think about that one Reddit post that keeps getting reposted on Twitter where the trans woman is like trying to brag about beating up a woman in a restroom for being a TERF. Like, that's literally assault. And you're just openly bragging about it on the internet. Is there anything here that's worthy of merit? Okay, there is. Fuck. Get away from me. He beat up a woman because he can't fight men. Fucking coward. Yep, exactly. Where are those shotguns coming from? Oh. There it is. I also feel like there are too many paid shills on every platform. The amount of people I've seen defend GTA 6 and PlayStation for digital only is crazy. Dude. I find it so fucking funny that, like, immediately after Sony announced that there wouldn't be any more physical games, what the fuck did Sony people do? You know, people that game on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, what did they do? They ran in droves pre-ordering GTA 6, the deluxe edition, and apparently, like, something around, like, 80 to 90% of all the pre-orders were the deluxe edition. And then they also ended up buying Black Ops 1 and 2 again. You know, they're not remasters or anything, they're just, like, ports of the original games. And, don't worry, whenever I'm done with my, you know, writing the script for my next video talking about why PC is the superior platform compared to consoles, you can bet your ass I'm definitely going to be using that as a point. It's like, you know, you're so upset at Sony, and, you know, you're so upset that they're getting rid of physical games, but what do? You pre-order a $100 game that's like 500 gigabytes, and it doesn't even come with a physical copy. But yet here you are complaining about them getting rid of physical copies. I kind of said this also in one of the previous streams I did on Doom 64, but I don't know. To me, that logic is just like bordering on cuckoldry. If you don't respect yourself, nobody else will. The gaming industry agrees. Yeah. You saw some retarded bitch say it's okay for Rockstar to do that because all indie games are also digital only. If people hate Rockstar, they should also hate indie games. Yeah, I mean, one thing I'll say, you know, right off the gate, I don't hate the idea of like digital only because, well, really the only reason why people do hate digital is just because there's no way to legally back it up unless you figure out how to crack the DRM. So it's not really like it being digital that's the problem. It's the fact that like there's DRM attached to it to where you can't even back up the game you bought. Like if you were able to just take your digital game, download it and copy it onto a hard drive and be able to play it whenever you want, I don't think people would care. And, you know, to tell you the truth, you have more freedom with digital downloads on PC when it comes to DRM-free stuff than you do buying physical games on PS5. And, like, in a way, that's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's like, you know. I'll definitely make sure to expand on that in my next video as well. Backup and the fact that they can just take your stuff anyway you paid for. Yeah. Even your physical games, too. Remember a few years ago when people figured out that whole CMOS battery fiasco, where if you take the CMOS battery out of it, or Sony decides to stop communicating with the servers on PS4, you know, if Sony, like the way Sony originally was trying to weed it out, is if Sony just stopped supporting the PS4, your games would not work on your system. Like, think about that for a couple seconds. The physical game you bought, whenever you stuck it into a PS4 that had a faulty CMOS battery, it just would not work. It would just be rendered useless. Like, it's a coaster that you bought. And people were complaining about that so much that Sony ended up creating a fix for it by including a patch for it in the next firmware update. Ain't that sick? Like, that alone to me is way more offensive than Sony just outright admitting that they're getting rid of physical. Because at least they're being more honest about it. They're not trying to be as slimy. A point for your video, you can research into it. PlayStation was planning on implementing variable pricing, so they'll record your pattern, what genre you like, and make you pay more for that genre. Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't know it was, like, tied to the type of genres you play, though. Like, I feel so much for my, you know, console gamers in Christ, I really do. They have to put up with so much shit that you just don't deal with on PC because it's just not realistic to defend. Or, you know, it's not realistic to implement because, you know, PC is an open market. Uh, okay, I think I'm getting too lost in this game. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'll just boot up a different game because yeah, I'm getting a little bit lost, and I might as well just boot up something I'm a little bit more familiar with. Just give me a couple seconds.
What happened?
Sorry, that was a little loud. But PC has virus and cheaters, and having options scare my sheep brain. Yeah, that's also one thing too about console gamers. It's like they don't want to think to just do like the basic shit. They want to have a corporation control all those little mundane things for them, and they've just become completely docile over it. I decided I'm going to change the game too, by the way. Doom 64 is just a little bit, I've been getting too lost in that one stage, so I'm going to change it to something else. Why is Megaman not popping up in the game capture window?
Just took a shower. I feel much better because for whatever reason, ever since I went to bed last night, my back has been like ridiculously itchy.
Gotcha.
Governor Rob DeSantis unveils new Andrew Jackson statue.
Oh, really?
Nice. We're celebrating America 200. We're celebrating America 250 all year. It's important to give credit to the founding generation, but also to remind our current generation we are fortunate to have this inheritance of liberty, and that we have a duty to preserve it. Yeah, couldn't have put it better.
Yep. What better way to celebrate the greatest country on the planet? At least it is to me. Most people don't want to think. They want it easy and brainless as possible, even if they are actually being screwed over, aka Apple users. Yeah. Yeah, Apple controls the whole Mac ecosystem like it's like the whoever's in charge of controlling the whole Apple Mac ecosystem, they're basically just Turbo Hitler. I've lost the amount of times I've told a console guy, you search the problem, you find a thread, and you can solve your problem by following simple instructions. Yeah, and like with Steam games especially, like if all you want to do is just play games on Steam, there's a literal discussions page tab where you can just scroll over and chances are there's someone that had that same issue that was able to solve it. Like simple troubleshooting, it's not even that hard. Yeah, what's up, Pip Pip? Ew, why are you playing this woke trash and not the peak that is Skate 2? Oh yeah, I forgot. In the Mega Man Legacy Collection, they forced Mega Man to protest for trans rights. That was a little bit weird.
I'm surprised a certain Polish boy hasn't made any comments on some of the recent games I bought.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Polish dude in our server.
Yeah, he's been kind of a dickhead lately.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is going through some shit, so.
Yeah. I mean, just because you're going through shit doesn't mean you need to project it onto others.
Yeah, true.
But like I posted a clip in another server, me and him, and it's a Black Ops 2 zombies. I simply just said, take me back to a simpler time, and this guy, a time where the game suddenly became 100 gigs, and all of its custom maps weigh 20 gigs each.
I was
Like,
kidding, Agent
dude.
Nice.
Like, brother, let me have my fun. I don't judge the shit you play, so why are you judging me?
Yeah, I find it funny how, like, every time, like, I'll buy something on Steam, or Kim will buy something on Steam, or whatever, and, you know, he'll just complain about it being, like, Unreal Engine trash, which, you know, to be fair, Unreal Engine is a shitty engine, but, you know, it's fine with some games.
I mean, the problem he has is that his PC is very outdated.
Yeah, didn't you say he had, like, a GTX 1660?
I don't. Let me see. All I know is that his PC was kind of worse than mine.
Like your current one or your old one? Because I think your computer is technically better than mine. I'm still jealous about that, by the way. Watch, someone will just look at my stream thumbnail and think I'm playing Doom 64, but they ended up getting clickbaited into watching me play Mega Man. I did change the title, but still. I should probably update the thumbnail later, just in case.
Yeah, his graphics card is a 1050.
Holy shit. Yeah, he has no excuse to complain about bad ports in today's current PC ecosystem. Like, that's on him.
Like, keep in mind, my old PC was a 980.
Oh shit,
And
yeah.
I was still able to play like GTA 5 and like Fallout and all that shit. Granted, I had to play on like the lowest settings.
But you were still able to run it.
Yeah. I remember when I showed him my new PC, and then he goes, and then he jokingly said, "Why would you waste your new PC on shitty Unreal Engine 5 games?" I was confused, but then I got the joke, and he goes, "It was a response to what you said," and then this motherfucker says this. It's literally like buying a black slave only to free them. That's how wrong it is to play UE5 games on a new PC. Not gonna lie, yeah, that's actually pretty funny. It's like, well then.
I know a lot of Square Enix games use Unreal Engine, sadly.
I know he sent me his specs once. I'm trying to see if I can find them.
The 250 gigs of game is installing the optional skins and microtransactions, so you don't have to wait to install those. And then I guess I'm assuming that you have to download the rest from Sony servers or whatever.
I cannot find it. Oh well. All I know is that his graphics card is a 1050.
Yeah, that's ancient. I'm pretty sure that's like from 2015.
Let me actually see.
I know my graphics card is from 2020.
The GTX, the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti was officially released on October 25th, 2016. So yeah.
Literally a decade-old GPU. Why won't my game run? Well, that's not bad. You used to play on Intel Iris Xe. That kind of sounds like an onboard GPU. Or like an integrated GPU, rather than a dedicated one. And you completed Elden Ring on that. Wow. Yeah, I tried getting into Elden Ring when it first came out, but I don't know, I'm just not really that much into Soulsborne games. Yeah, it's iGPU or LGPU. If I didn't have friends to play with, I probably wouldn't have played much of Elden Ring. Yeah, I forget. That does have a co-op, doesn't it? Integrated? Gotcha.
Spent all my money on NFTs, now me broke.
Armored Core and Sekiro is best FromSoft games. Souls games are overrated. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Souls games are overrated, but I definitely feel like that franchise has definitely left its golden age now. Because everyone's just trying to copy that formula, and now you get like a billion games that are like that. Yeah, let's do Guts, man. Why not? Let's get that over with. Bloodborne is good, but that's only because I like Victorian Gothic aesthetic. Yeah, the aesthetic of Bloodborne is really good. And apparently you can emulate that game now. PS4 emulation is actually a thing, which is something I was not expecting. Then again, there's not really a whole lot of games on PS4 that you can't already play natively on PC, so... One thing I wish Konami would do is just, like, fucking get their head out of their asses and just port Symphony of the Night to Steam. If they just did that whole Castlevania Requiem collection and just ported it to Steam, I'd be so happy. I'd probably stream it day one, to be honest, but... I don't know what's keeping Konami from doing that. I don't know if it's, like, some weird licensing issue with Sony, or Sony is hijacking the PSP port hostage, or something, but... that and everyone started calling hard games Souls-like. You did emulate it and completed it start to finish? Nice. Yeah, my first exposure to Bloodborne was, it was actually on an impulse buy. I was just at a GameStop in 2015. I had no idea what I wanted to get, and I'm just like, hey, Bloodborne looks cool. I had no idea if it was going to be one of those types of games, but yeah, apparently it was. So yeah, that was kind of my first exposure to the whole Souls-like genre. Or I guess Soulsborne, in this case. Would be the series. I think if I were to ever go back and try to play a Soulsborne game again, it would probably just be Dark Souls, honestly. Let's see, what stage am I gonna do next? Yeah, let's do Megaman. By the way, if you guys want to know how original Megaman's stage, like the music for the stage, if you want to know how original it is, go look up All the Right Friends by REM. Like, they literally plagiarized the whole melody. Because that's what the Japanese do best. They plagiarize. It's perfectly playable. The only problem... Oh, wait, hang on. The only problem is it stutters on first playthrough because the game needs to complete compiler shader. On first try, you can circumvent it by getting someone else's shader cache. Gotcha. If I ever do choose to emulate that game, I'll probably try that out. Oh, shit. Didn't mean to do that. I wish there was a way to turn off rewind features in games, to be honest. Sometimes you'll just accidentally flick it and it'll get really annoying. Trying to think of anything else that's been going on, but besides all the Kingdom Hearts 4 news and that EDP documentary, I can't really think of much. Oh yeah, apparently somebody made a recompilation port of Street Fighter 3 Alpha, which I wasn't expecting, or Street Fighter Alpha 3, excuse me. I actually did like that one a lot. Probably my favorite Street Fighter game, to be honest.
Bro, did EDP really just threaten Gideon with a shotgun?
He was threatening a lot of people in that whole documentary.
I did find the whole bitch list funny though.
Yeah, I mean it's funny because they're all people that are more successful and have more money than him. One part that I thought was a little bit strange was Mike Klum's, you know, when he was trying to get EDP in the room with like parents and kids and just showing him talking and hanging out with kids.
Yeah,
That was a little bit
really
inappropriate.
weird. And then he started saying, "I like to tickle the kids and do the whole like raspberry thing." I'm like,
Nobody wanted that
after,
visual.
I'm like, after what you were caught doing, I don't think anyone is comfortable hearing you say those words.
Yeah. And I get what Mike Klum was trying to do there. You know, he was trying to like create a juxtaposition and make people uncomfortable, but
But
yeah.
it was like there was nothing funny about it. It was just plain wrong. Like I felt bad for that for that kid, because even when EDP like asked the kid a question, the kid just didn't say a single word. You
Yeah.
could tell that kid did not want to be there.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he was just forced. There's this Naughty Dog shill account that keeps popping up in my feed. I always comment how Naughty Dog are scammers for fake advertisement. Yeah, that new game that they're making, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, I doubt that's going to move any console units. Like, nobody wants to play a game where you play as, like, some bald-headed woman. Okay.
I've been getting, every time I open up Twitter, I've been seeing nothing but that whole Tara Strong stuff.
Oh yeah, you were saying that she was getting accusations, right?
It is a
People being rude
rumor,
with her. Yeah.
and more than likely the rumor is only there because she supports Israel and people don't like that.
Well, I mean, isn't she Jewish too?
Yes.
Okay, well there you go. You know, like
Look at this. I just opened Twitter. The third post. Is Tara Strong really banging her fans at conventions? I might need to attend one to protest.
no way. The Jewish woman supports Israel? No way.
Who would have thought?
I have no bet in that race, though. You know, I'm not Jewish or Muslim, so that whole country could just die for all I care and wouldn't mean much of anything to me. To be honest, if that country didn't even exist, you know, it would probably just be better for humanity in general. Have people focus on more important things. I thought it was funny, too, during that whole New York mayor debate, you know, with all the candidates debating on issues to try to become the New York City mayor. One of the issues was the whole topic of Israel versus Palestine. And I'm like, what the fuck does Palestine versus Israel have to do with New York City?
Oh
What?
shit. Listen to this. A PBS station has taken legal action after losing access to more than 50 terabytes of programming and archives spanning 70 years of television history because they destroyed all of the physical media and uploaded everything to the cloud, and now it's all lost because the cloud service deleted it all.
Yeah, I mean, that's their own fault for backing it up on a cloud service. It should have been on a hard drive somewhere. To be honest, though, like, who gives a shit about PBS? Aren't they just, like, funded by liberal NGOs? And that's the whole reason why their whole station even existed in the first place? Did they seriously thought cloud is better? Yeah, apparently. They should have just backed it up on, like, multiple hard drives. Kind of a dumb decision. I'm gonna wait to see if a big health thing pops up. That's the cool thing about these types of games, is you can just farm for items sometimes.
G is Donald Trump your sleep paralysis demon?
God, I wish. You might actually be able to kill off any nightmares I have. Like, you know, say what you want about Donald Trump. I'm definitely not a fan of everything he's done or says, but, you know, his policies are... Like a lot of his policies, I should say, are pretty on point. I pray to God GTA 6 is just like Cyberpunk. Same. I hope everybody that pre-ordered the deluxe edition gets every single fucking thing that they asked for, and more, you know? Like, imagine giving up a boycott to bring back physical games on PS5 just for GTA 6. Like, is selling your soul worth it? And I know I already said that, like, you know, physical, there's not really much of a difference between, like, you know, there's not really much of a point to keeping physical if it's going to have DRM on the disc anyway. But, if you're a console owner, that's pretty much the only option you have in the used market outside of just buying stuff on PSN. So, like, if you only game on console, I get it, but... You know, is selling your soul for GTA 6 really worth not having any kind of, like, tangible ownership of your games? You know, like, not that you really own your games, because Sony can just take them away with the firmware update, but... Yeah. What's up?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Did you hear the news about Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced?
No. What happened?
It's been cracked.
Oh, well, that didn't take long.
Fuck you, De Nouveau.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of games that ship with De Nouveau that they get cracked in, like, less than a month. Impression of Donald Trump. PC is the best platform. And believe me, I know gaming platforms. PC is the best. We like Steam.
We hate Epic. It's cringe. It's stupid. It's not safe.
We like Gabe Newell. I don't know if that was a good enough impression.
It's de nouveau. It's what we do. It's how we do it.
I hate De Nouveau. It's being pushed by the liberal media. Dogshit De Nouveau is what I call it. Yeah, I saw a post about Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake. Or a crack 2 hours ago. Yeah. Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Yeah, I heard they made a lot of weird changes with the, I guess the remake you could call it of the game. Apparently you can't steal enemy weapons anymore, and characters, particularly the female ones, are noticeably more flat. You guys ready for the most annoying sound of the world? This Voices 38 guy is on a roll since RE9. He keeps cracking de nouveau. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if he's like an insider, honestly. Wonder if the company will go after him. I'm sure they'll try. See if I can't get this right. There we go. I don't know what's up with me and just like being really good at Mega Man 1, but for whatever reason, I just have this whole game mesmerized. Like, a lot of people will tell you that Mega Man 2 is the easiest one, but I don't know. For me, Mega Man 1 is just, like, the easiest just because there's no, trying to think of what it's called. It's like that Boo Beam boss wall thing where you have to hit all those little pimples on the wall. To me, that's, like, my least favorite boss, and, that whole... Shit! You weren't supposed to do that. That was kind of ironic. There you go. I still think about that one guy that was he was sued by Nintendo, and he had to, like, his paycheck would just be you know, partially sent over to Nintendo for basically the rest of his life. And it was just because he was selling homebrews and hacks for 3DS consoles. It's like, who cares? You already lost the money.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot. With this Mega Man, you're not able to show it on Discord, right? Or else the game gets all fucked up.
No, actually, I think I can.
If I'm not mistaken, or was that a different game?
That might have been a different game. Let me go ahead and pull it up for you. That was my bad.
Been sitting here blind.
Sorry about that. You're playing Tomb Raider 1 on a PS1 emulator? I have the classic collection of all the Tomb Raider games. I need a... God dang it.
I
was-
played the games when I played Tomb Raider games when I was a kid. I enjoyed them, but when I tried playing them now, I just don't find them fun.
I know that control-wise they haven't really aged well, but I will probably play through
Yeah.
Tomb Raider 1 at some point, because I do have the classic collection. I have 1 through Angel of Darkness, so that will be like a, what do you call it, an eventuality. Because I did fuck around with the first game. Mighty Number 9 is better than nothing. Yeah, Mighty Number 9 was a disappointment. And what's funny, too, is that, like, right before Mighty Number 9 came out, Capcom came out with the Mega Man Legacy Collection. You know, the very collection I'm playing right now. And it sold more, and it got, like, immediate attention more than Mighty Number 9 did. Because, you know, people were trying to paint Capcom as, like, this evil corporation that, oh, you know, they don't give a shit about their classics, and, like, they're just in it for the money, and they got rid of Keiji Inafune, and he's gonna make a game that's gonna fill the void for all the Mega Man fans, and, yeah, what happened? Exactly. I still kind of wag my finger at some of the ways people defend Kojima for you know, how he got let go for Konami. Like, it might have been like a shitty thing for Konami to do, to get rid of what do you call it? Because what happened was he got fired pretty badly by Konami for just making good games, like good Metal Gear Solid games, rather. And what ended up happening was, you know, after he got let go, he decided to make Death Stranding, which was a bit of a disappointment to me. I wasn't a huge fan of it. But a lot of people are like, you know, fuck Konami for getting rid of Kojima, but he wasn't really the guy that wrote the best parts of the first 3 Metal Gear Solid games. And you can kind of see how pretentious he got after the 4th game. Which, I do have the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2 pre-ordered. So I will be playing through Metal Gear Solid 4 at some point, but I did have it originally on PS3 way back in the day, and I wasn't really impressed. It was just like a whole bunch of cutscenes. And them shilling about Blu-ray technology and how amazing it was. Which, you know, feels like such a PS3 era thing to do. All those lines that were memed a lot in Metal Gear Solid 2, those weren't actually written by Kojima, they were written by somebody else. All those famous little codec calls about, you know, oh my god, you know, Kojima predicted the future of AI and how it's going to ruin society and blah 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 blah. None of that was him. When you basically steal from the company to make a secret trailer, aka PT. Yeah. Also, one thing too is that Kojima was a bit of a perfectionist as well. Like, a lot of his Metal Gear Solid games, they cost a lot of money to develop. So why would Konami, you know, keep working with a guy who asks for a lot of money to make games that don't come out for, you know, like, you know, years at a time? It's like, of course they were going to try and find a way to make more money. Can't say I necessarily blame them. Now, like, would I encourage them to make mobile games? No. Would I encourage them to make pachinko slot machines instead of good games? No. But, you know, like, they could do better than keeping Kojima, to be honest. And also, Kojima wasn't the only person that got fired from that company. I know Koji Igarashi, the Castlevania guy, I think he got kind of a raw deal as well. And he made Bloodstained, and Bloodstained ended up being pretty good. From the little I played of it. I need to finish it. Yeah, in a way, Kojima deserved it. You could maybe argue that the way he got fired was unfair, but I can kind of see Konami's logic with that from a business standpoint. Not sorry about that, by the way. The terms that as mainly used in Metal Gear Solid aren't even made by Kojima. It was an English translator who came up with codec, OSP, etc. The guy studied real military material to translate. Oh, really? I actually didn't even know that. I just thought Kojima had a co-writer. Fuck. Kojima fired him and took all the credit. Yeah, that's pretty scummy. I also know that a lot of the ideas for the Metal Gear Solid games, they're directly ripped off of Hollywood movies, because he's a huge Westaboo. You know, not that there's anything wrong with enjoying Western movies if you're a Japanese guy, but you can kind of tell that the dude kind of idolizes Western media a little bit too much. Wait, did my controller just die? My controller just died. God damn it. It's Psycho Mantis controlling my controller. I'm just gonna get a game over here. In the original Japanese, the codec is called a wireless, really. Speaking of Metal Gear Solid, though, I was playing a little bit of this indie game. I keep forgetting what it's called, but it's kind of like a clone of the classic Metal Gear games, like Metal Gear 1 and 2. I keep forgetting what it was called, but it's also kind of open-ended, too. Depending on the dialogue choices you make during the interrogation scenes, you can kind of change how the levels are structured. It seemed interesting, I just never finished it. Oh my god, I just died there again. Yeah, let me just kill myself again so I can get a game over and reset my life counter. Alright, sweet. Okay, don't die here. Come on, dude. I missed that jump. I forgot how much I fucking hate this stage now. This stage is funded by Israel. I hate it. Wily Stage 2 can, it could blow me, and it wouldn't even be a good blow. Metal Gear Solid, you know the famous game where there's this tough-looking guy walking and Invisible by Duran Duran is playing in the background? God, I hate fake fans. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really like a Metal Gear Solid super fan or anything. I know very little, aside from like the first 3 games, because those are the only ones I've actually beaten. So I'm not like an expert on the lore or anything, but I thought the first 3 games at least were decent. And of course I played a little bit of Metal Gear Solid 4, and I just thought it was kind of eh. I'll give it a second shot, though, once the remastered collection comes out. Okay, finally I made it. Holy shit. Come on, Cutman. Wait, how did that destroy me? I'm gonna commit robot suicide. Metal Gear Solid 4 is the worst game, IMO. As a gameplay, first guy, 5 is the best game. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about 5. I hear a lot of people don't give that game the credit it deserves. And I'll definitely play it after I beat 4, but... I just remembered people hated Ground Zeroes because it was like the intro. More so like a $30 tech demo than anything. But if we're talking both gameplay and story, 3 is the best. My opinion on 3 has kind of, like, changed a lot over the years, to be honest. Like, you know, the gameplay is good, don't get me wrong, but some of the story elements are a little weird. So in, like, you know, pretty much in my opinion, 2 is the best. I also like some of the music as well in 2. It's pretty atmospheric and... it has a good vibe, I guess you could say. The first game isn't that bad either, but there are some sections I just don't like. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of having to crawl through that tunnel with all the dogs. I also wasn't a huge fan of that staircase section where you had to constantly climb up and shoot a bunch of people. I thought that was kind of cheap. See, that's why Konami chose to remake 3, just like they decided to remake Silent Hill 2. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of the popular ones, so it makes sense. It's also the first, chronologically. I wonder if they're going to remake Metal Gear 1 and 2 before they do Metal Gear Solid 1. That would be interesting. I also heard really bad things about the Silent Hill 2 remake. I didn't mind Metal Gear Solid Delta all too much. I thought that game was fine. At least as far as like a remake goes, I didn't have much of an issue with it. But I don't know if I would say it's better than the original 3. Okay, I gotta lock the fuck in and kill a Lekman. Let's see, if they were going chronological, they'll need to remake Peace Walker, a PSP game, then Metal Gear 1 and 2 from the MSX, and then 5, 1, 2, and 4. Yeah, the Metal Gear Solid games have a weird... Like, if you're playing by release order, it's definitely all over the place in terms of, like, how the story is paced, but... I did play a little bit of Peace Walker on the HD collection. I thought it was okay. It's more of like a mission-based game, though. And you're just, like, micromanaging a bunch of R&D people. Okay, so I believe Fireman's ability is the best in this spot. From what I remember, I could be wrong. It's kind of hard to keep track of who's your character and who's the other guy, but... Ah, shit. I was close. And they just drop you right in the middle. That's awesome. And I'm out of all the fire ability. That's even doubly awesome. I'm so happy. Ah. Okay, what should I use now? Fuck it. I better get some kind of, like, magic. Okay, it's just gonna give me nothing? Cool. It will be fun to play Peace Walker again, though, now that it's being re-released. Okay, so Cutman's ability is useless. You know what I should do? Am I actually... Can I use the magnet beam here? Okay, I can. But I can't go back out. Okay, well, that sucks. Alright, I just have to manage Cutman's aggressive AI. Very good. Then I have to manage fucking Electman and his bullshit. Awesome. Okay, cool. Now I just have to not die. Or if I do die, I just have to not waste that, like, firepower. Oh, wow. I got, like, 2 extra lives from all that. That's crazy. I'm not gonna risk it, though. I'm just gonna die once, and then, I'll be at full health, and I could use the firepower. One thing that would be kind of cool about this game is if they made it to where, like, whatever the first one you enter the room as is what the clone Mega Man is set to. And it just doesn't change with you. That would be kind of sick. Actually, I almost got him that time. That would have been funny. If I just killed him as, like, regular Mega Man. It'd be kind of chill. Okay, now we enter the room as Fireman. Nice. Got him. And I got Mega Man doing the stanky leg. What a perfect way to end that level. All my homies hate Wily Stage 2 in Mega Man 1. I think for this stage it doesn't really matter what power I use, because I pretty much just spam the Mega Buster here. I was like, hello?
Is it me you're looking for? That's a song I actually haven't heard in like forever, but like I constantly quote it. Easy peasy. Oh, shit. I forget what boss comes up first. Whatever. It don't matter.
and Bomb Man. Let's see, you forgot to mention they have stealth and Wolverine. Yeah, but I mean, like, a lot of Sony games have stealth, and it's not very intuitive. It's just like, what was it? You know, like the stealth in every single Sony like every single first-party Sony IP, like, the way they handle stealth is the same way it's done in Horizon Zero Dawn, or, yeah, is that what the game is called, I think? Yeah. It's Horizon Zero Dawn meets frickin' The Last of Us. Like, it's very lazily implemented stealth that's not very creative. The Last of Us style Mary Jaw stealth in a Wolverine game. Yeah, I think Insomniac has lost their magic now. They are no longer one of the greatest studios that was making games like Ratchet and Clank. They're basically just the Marvel studio now. That's what they're known for. Well, thank God it autosaves at that part. Yeah, Mary Jane just looked ugly in Spider-Man 2. Holy shit. Did they actually make the AI more aggressive for these boss fights? I'm pretty sure that's the case. Shit. Have I seen that clip where Spider-Man 2 lead director says you give them what they like and inject what they don't like to change behavior, forcing them to like it? No, I haven't seen that, but it wouldn't shock me.
That sounds like what media does. That's, I guess, like right on the nose, really.
Yeah. I was watching Ellis play a little bit of Wolfenstein 2. And just all the, like, just basically all the messaging in the game, just very on the nose. Like, I get what they're trying to do with the whole, like, you know, being anti-Nazi thing, because, you know, like, no shit, but just the way they went about it, and the way they portrayed the dad of the main character. It's like they were trying to...
He's like the most cliche... He's the most cliche racist ever. Like, even the voice they gave him is like the most cliche, like, American accent back in like the 40s.
Right. And also one thing too that I thought was kind of annoying was he was trying to go on a rant about I hate Jews and I hate gays and what's up with your queer outfit and I'm a Christian. Like he was just trying to invoke all these things and trying to compare it to like, you know, being a good Christian man. And I can tell what the writers were doing. Wasn't really a huge fan of the message, I guess you could say, in Wolfenstein 2, from what little I've seen of it. I might as well just die, honestly, because most of my powers are, like, used up at this point. I'll just start the stage again, it's fine. How many extra lives do I frickin' have? Okay, just one more.
Oof.
Also, one thing too about Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. One thing I thought was kind of weird was that the dad character, he was dressed like how, because I think that part of the cutscene, the flashback, it took place in Texas in the 1960s, right? Like nobody in Texas dressed like how that dad did at that time.
No.
Like maybe in the 1920s or the 30s, probably. But not the 60s. Like, people dressed more casually by that point.
Hold up, I actually have a clip I can actually send you.
Okay.
Give me one moment.
Let's see, Wolfenstein 2 was released during elections. They wanted to make all white people Nazi, like the black woman literally says none of the whites won't fight back. I also remember that tweet that they tried to make, too, around that whole Unite the Right rally, which, by the way, apparently was funded by the SPLC. Allegedly.
Here, I'll send you the clips of how the dad talks.
Yeah, he's basically just being like every stereotypical cliche racist, homophobic, religious zealot. It's just like everything that Reddit hates all rolled into one character that doesn't even exist IRL. One thing I will give Mega Man 1 credit for, that I don't think a lot of people give attention to with it, is, I like how, they kind of break up the boss fights a bit at the end. I'm not a huge fan of the whole, like, boss rush tradition that's in all the Mega Man games. You liked the first game and the spin-off? Gotcha.
Gee.
What's up?
Former Square Enix executive says disc-free games will lower prices. Okay,
Bullshit.
Then then
That's
how
a
come
load of
GTA
shit.
Then how come GTA 6 is $80 if it's all digital? Explain that to me.
They tried to say the same thing about raising the average price of games to 70 instead of 60. Oh, you know, development costs have risen and this will just make games cheaper. Yeah, okay. Sure. Finally. Should I make a save state here? Yeah, fuck it. I'll just make a save state here just in case. Steam is what you think of when someone says digital will be priced lower. Yep, same. Like, the reason why... people try to pretend like, digital only is a bad thing, but it's only a bad thing for consoles because they have no other option except for PSN, whereas on PC you have, like, multiple storefronts you could use.
Hank, what'd you do to your wife? I didn't teach you to do that.
Bow down to my balls, biatch. Alrighty. I think this is where I'm going to be ending the stream just for today. As far as Doom 64 goes, I'm still going to play it, but I think I'm just going to play the rest of the game on my own time. It's just kind of confusing on some of the levels. That's really it. And it's kind of annoying having to, like, keep up with chat and also figure out where to go. It's a little bit confusing to navigate, but it's a good game. I actually kind of like it more than Doom 1 and 2, honestly, in some aspects, but not sure what game I'm going to be streaming, though. I might just leave it up to a poll. But, yeah, no, Doom 64 is great. I'm just gonna beat it on my own time, and, I guess you can expect me to stream sometime possibly probably on Friday, to be honest, because I also need to work on my script. I've only gotten the intro done so far. The little introductory paragraph, but yeah, but good progress on that. So with all that being said, hope you all have a good